Buckle up, folks. We're diving headfirst into a futuristic Canada, where the government has taken population control to a whole new level. No second child for you, not even if the first one kicks the bucket. It's like the Hunger Games, but with baby-making restrictions. Meet our heroes, John Henry Brennick, former army officer turned rebel, and his lovely wife, Karen. They're cruising towards the heavily guarded Canada-United States border, and they're more nervous than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Why? It turns out Karen is hiding a little secret under her overcoat, a magnetic vest. Why, you ask? Oh, just to cover up the fact that she's pregnant with child number 2. Because apparently they have pregnancy scanners at border control now. But hold your horses, it gets better. At the inspection center, as soldiers rifle through Karen's bag, a poor girl in front of them gets arrested for daring to be pregnant. What a crime. Meanwhile, Karen cleverly breezes through the scanning machine, thanks to her magnetic maternity vest. Smooth, right? But of course, our heroes can't catch a break. A guard spots the vest, alarms blare, and the soldiers attack like they just found out the world's running out of coffee. Fast forward a bit, John is doing his best action hero impression, fighting off guards, and managing to escape with Karen. Well, until he gets arrested, that is. Karen, bless her heart, makes a run for it. But don't worry, John, we're sure your prison jumpsuit will be quite the fashion statement. And where does John find himself? Welcome to the Fortress, a privately owned maximum security prison in the middle of nowhere. Run by the Mentel Corporation. It's like the Ritz, but with more guards and fewer amenities. The prisoners get the warm welcome of a strip search because, you know, hygiene is key in the desert. Oh, and there's this charming fellow named Director Poe, who's in charge. What a stand-up guy. Now the real fun begins. Intestination. Ever heard of it? No. Well, it's this delightful process where they implant a psychological security intelligence system into the prisoner's intestines. Just a friendly reminder. Break the rules, and your belly becomes a battleground of extreme pain. Cross the red line, and congratulations. You've just won a one-way ticket to the afterlife. But wait, there's more. They toss the inmates into an elevator straight out of a sci-fi nightmare and reveal that this prison is practically a skyscraper underground. John, our unlucky protagonist, and his buddy Nino are dropped off on a floor that's basically a clown car version of a prison cell, complete with a monitoring device named Z10. Ah, the drama in this prison palace just keeps getting better. So there's this inmate named Stiggs, and he's all, "Hey Zed, this cell is like a clown car, too many people." But Zed, being the sweetheart it is, responds with a threat to intestinate him. Because why not? Now, our main man John, he's a social butterfly. He introduces himself to D-Day, like they're at a fancy cocktail party instead of a laser-guarded cell. As bedtime approaches, another inmate, Abraham, becomes the dream police, warning John not to dream. Because, you know, unauthorized thoughts are the real crime here. Hold on though. Zed, the dream snatcher, decides it's inspection time. It scans John's face, invades his dream about a romantic rendezvous with Karen, and bam! The dream police, also known as Director Poe, catches a peek in the monitoring room. Poe, being the romantic he is, grows infatuated with Karen. But wait, dreaming is a no-no in this high-security slumber party. John gets a wake-up call, literally. A sharp pain in the abdomen. Intestination strikes again. Next day, it's off to work for the inmates. Underground construction. The true meaning of a dream job, right? Things take a dark turn when a guy named Maddox decides to be extra friendly with Nino. John plays superhero, throws some punches, and Zed decides it's showtime by triggering abdominal devices. Because who needs a referee? Now, it's confession time. All three amigos are thrown into a laser cell, and Nino's too scared to spill the beans about Maddox. To save his buddy, John spins a yarn about starting the fight. Cue the drama. John's summoned to Poe's office, where Abraham is moonlighting as a barber. Poe, the creep extraordinaire, shows John a live video of Karen showering. As it turns out, she was arrested after John and brought to prison as well. Poe, feeling generous, intestinates the couple for good measure. Later, Abraham drops a bombshell. The women's quarters are on floors A and B, and Karen might be there. Cut to Karen, chatting with a fellow mom-to-be in her cell. Stomach pains strike, guards swoop in, and Karen realizes something fishy is going on with the newborns. Spoiler alert, it's not a daycare facility. Back in the men's corner, it's round 2 for John and Maddox. The whole facility is on pause. Even Poe, who's probably munching on popcorn from his cabin. Karen spots her hubby, but the bromance battle takes a turn. John, being the softie, helps Maddox instead of finishing him off. Poe, the control freak, decides he's had enough, pulls out a weapon, and kaboom! Maddox's stomach goes from six-pack dreams to a gaping hole. John, quick thinker, hands off Maddox's abdomen device to Nino, the man with a plan. In the next blockbuster scene, Karen stumbles into a room with John suspended in a mind-wipe chamber. Poe sends her as the messenger, asking John to play nice. They chat, guards intervene, and the mind-wipe machine cranks up, giving John a front-row seat to a hallucination. Ah, the joys of not following Poe's kill orders. So, there's John, living the nightmare, watching his life's highlight reel. Military gigs, wedding day bliss, and probably the time he aced his spelling bee. 3 days of this, and Poe, the twisted puppet master, invites Karen over. Surprise, surprise, John's still alive, which is apparently longer than anyone expected on Poe's brain-melting machine. Poe, being the charming gentleman he is, offers Karen a deal. John's freedom in exchange for her eternal company in his love nest. Ah, true romance. With no escape route in sight, Karen reluctantly agrees to Poe's bizarre companionship offer. John, back in his cell, is now officially brain-dead. He's the life of the party, folks. Doesn't talk, doesn't feel pain. He's basically the dream roommate. But wait, Karen discovers Poe's dirty little secret. He's not your average Joe. He's been juiced up with modifications, the Deluxe Human Edition. No sleep, no meals, just a monthly dose of amino acids. Poe, the pioneer baby guinea pig, spills the beans that all the kiddos born in this twisted prison undergo similar experiments, all in the name of creating advanced humans to save the world from overpopulation and hunger. Karen is shocked by the information. Fast forward 4 months, and John is still in zombie mode. Abraham, the bearer of news, reveals that Karen's got a bun in the oven. John's response? Not a word. Just a single tear. Cue the waterworks, folks. Then, Karen pulls off the ultimate booze-induced Houdini act. She gets Poe sloshed, takes control of John's dream via the master control panel. And what does she see? Kid John stuck in a pit. Using her dream magic, she brings the real John back to the land of the living. His cell buddies are in shock, but hey, it's a joyous reunion, one tear at a time. Now, John's on a mission. Escape this loony bin with Karen. Abraham, initially skeptical but a softie at heart, agrees to help. Karen's thrilled her plan worked, claiming she's got the master plan for their grand escape. But what's this? Nino hands John a nifty device from the dearly departed Maddox. Enter D-Day, the prison computer geek, ready to disassemble and study the gadget. Science, folks. It's the real MVP. Karen, on her end, turns into a stealthy cat burglar. She swipes a diamond-like holographic lens from Poe's love shack, nearly getting caught in the process. Where does she stash the loot? Oh, just inside her mouth. The next day, she hands it off to Abraham, who reluctantly agrees to play courier. Now, the gang's got their hands on this magical lens. They use the cell's protective laser beams to trigger the thing, and voila, a holographic sneak peek of the prison. Turns out, there's a way out through the construction site. Meanwhile, Poe, the persistent charmer, proposes to Karen, offering her the world, freedom for John, and all the bells and whistles. Karen, playing her cards right, accepts, for her husband and the bun in the oven. Oh, the things we do for love, or maybe just for a way out of this twisted sci-fi circus. And just when you think it can't get weirder, D-Day figures out the intestinate device's secret sauce. Because why not? It's just another day in the sci-fi funhouse. So, our genius gang figures out this magical magnetic device that can yank out those pesky intestinate devices. Surprise, surprise. It actually works. They pull off a heist on themselves, and no more belly bombs. Take that, science. But wait, Poe, the puppet master, catches wind of Karen's little diamond heist through Zed's all-seeing eye. Security footage reveals Karen's thievery and Abraham's reluctant return of the shiny lens. Poe, being the sensitive soul he is, gets a bit peeved. But don't worry, Zed delivers the golden news. Poe's out of a job, dismissed like yesterday's news. Guess careless rulers aren't the flavor of the month. Now, onto the grand escape plan. The guys slap their intestinate devices onto a metal pipe in the construction zone and decide to play a little charade. Fake fight, real explosions, a classic combo. Zed, the ever-helpful, sets off the fireworks by triggering the intestinates, creating a pipe of freedom. But hold your horses. Poe's not ready to let them stroll into the sunset. Steam valves go on, hot gas starts hissing, and strike clones get their trigger-happy groove on. The gang, thinking they're making a grand exit, instead find themselves stuck in a steaming pipe with clone bullets whizzing by. Stiggs panics, tries to go back in, but the clones make him the star of a tragic show, the dead kind. Meanwhile, Abraham's trying to be a hero, approaching Karen at the facility. Surprise, surprise again. Poe catches them in the act, kills Abraham, and whisks Karen away to turn her baby into the next advanced human on his sci-fi hit list. Our heroes, still stuck in the pipe, manage to take down a clone and uncover the shocking truth. The clones are advanced humans too. John goes full Rambo, gunning down clones like it's a futuristic shooting gallery. They infiltrate the facility, reach Poe's chamber, and demand to see Karen. Cheers erupt from the imprisoned masses as they witness the daring escape. Finally, they corner Poe, demanding Karen's release. The screen shows doctors messing with Karen and her unborn bundle of joy. John threatens Poe, but the dismissive jerk doesn't have the system's ear anymore. A killing device locks onto our heroes, but they pull off some Matrix-worthy dodges, turning Poe into its unintended victim. Karma's a real sci-fi itch. D-Day, the computer wizard, hops on the control panel, trying to halt the doctor's baby tinkering. But before he can finish the job, a clone shoots him. John avenges D-Day, who disables the facility's electrical system in his dying breath. Chaos ensues, prisoners run amok, and only John and Nino emerge as the last men standing. Their mission: rescue Karen. They find her, hop into a getaway vehicle, and speed towards freedom. Mexico, here they come. But oh no, the plot thickens. Karen is about to have a baby in a shed when the car they came in starts moving by itself. It turns out the facility is still controlling it. The car hits Nino and he dies. John goes out to fight the car while Karen is giving birth in the shed. John uses a weapon he had earlier and blows up the car, but it hits the shed, burying Karen in the wreckage. A worried John searches for his wife and finds her safe with a newborn baby. The movie ends as they both look at their new baby in amazement.